Hello, 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 my friends. It is time that we continue some of my Noah map. And today we are once again, let me unmute that. We are once again working on the environment today in the Blender. The good old Blender. So I don't actually remember where I got to last stream because I did do a bit off stream of this, but right now we've got this massive cliff bit here. We've got this little area which is all going to be out of bounds, and basically the only thing that's left for this is just adding some geometry on the back here. We don't have to fully model the back because we're not going to be able to ever see it. The only reason why we want to actually do a bit of modeling on the back is so light can't pass through this wall here, and same with this pipe. And then we're gonna like have it going down in kind of a cone shape here, kind of like a you know, we've got Mario Islands and all that floating in the sky, all with like that pointy bit on the bottom. And there's going to be more islands in the background as well, although those we'll probably do later. So I've already finished like all of the bumps on all of this, so we're just gonna go ahead and start kind of bringing this down a bit and stuff. So I think we'll just do a bit at a time. This side here we won't actually need to put down too much because this part's going to be outside anyway, so it's not really going to be noticeable, any light passing through this wall. And also the sun is coming in from this direction, so it shouldn't actually impact this side much at all. So let's just do a little bit like that, and then that should be good enough for that bit. We're not going to worry about doing any bumps or anything on the back here as well, because again, we're not really going to be seeing this bit at all. This is literally just so it doesn't look terrible from looking at it above, so it does actually look like it's going down, even though it is not, because we are cheating. We like cheating after all. Let's just merge these three together, like so. And that should be fine there. Now this side does need to go down a bit more than the others, just because this is kind of where the sun's gonna be coming from. So we need to make sure the light from the sun isn't at all gonna shine through this wall here, because that is not going to look too good. It is not. We definitely do not want that. So we'll have it kind of go all the way down like this, and this is where it's gonna kind of do that cone shape there on the bottom that I was talking about. Kind of like that, and we're probably going to want to scale in a bit more on these ones, to be honest. These can be merged together, same with that. And then we just want to do the same thing this side. We just want to bring it out enough so this this pipe isn't visible. I need to turn off those damn Discord notifications, because I had to reinstall Discord the other day because it was being stupid. It literally wouldn't open at all, and then when it would open, it would just go to a black screen and that's it. So yes, that was getting a little bit annoying, so I just said fuck it, and I reinstalled it. Okay, so we're just going to want to kind of keep this in line with the other set of vertices we did there. And after we've done this, we're going to need to do some texturing. Grass texture here, I'm really not a fan of, to be honest. It looks fine like when you're close to it, but when you're far away like this, it looks terrible. So I just want to see if I can maybe find a new texture for that. But that is something we don't necessarily have to do straight away. I probably will have a quick look, but I don't want to spend too much time today just trying to find a new texture. That's because that's something we can just do anytime, pretty much. We don't need to do that one anymore. So let's do a bit of that. Okay. We can probably merge those together now, maybe. Actually, no, I think we'll keep them separate for now. Just because it's easier to work with while they're separated. So this is just going to go down like that. And around like that. This part I won't need to extend anymore at all because we're never going to see that. And then I guess what we'd want, we can probably cut it to about there maybe. I kind of just want them merging into each other like that. And I think that would actually be fine. We just gotta kind of fill in this bit here with maybe having this come out like that, I guess. Just do that because the camera is going a little bit silly at the moment. I think maybe have that coming out like that. And we're just going to add a bit of bumpiness to this wall because this part we can see if we like fall out of the map. Although we'll barely be able to see it, so we don't need to add too much detail to it. Just a little bit. This bit, we're gonna go across like that, and like that, and like that. And I think, oh, there's a little bit of stuff going on there. Is that? Yeah, we'll take that to that, and that to that. And then I think we're actually done completely with the geometry now. We just want to add a couple of bumps like around this bit because, yeah, this part we can of course see. We'd want it mostly going straight down though actually, because if the player jumps out onto this bit we want them to slide down. So let's just add some kind of bumps going like that. Only need to have a look really from this angle because this is the only angle we'll be able to see it pretty much. Yeah, I think like that's good. Okie dokie. Now this part though, I'm conflicted on whether I want it to be this dirt texture, not this, well it is this texture but obviously that isn't UV unwrapped. This dirt texture right here, or a kind of stone rock kind of texture. I am thinking a bit more towards a rock kind of texture at the moment. Also we need to shade smooth that. What should we do about that? I mean, I guess to start with we can do the dirt here, because this part definitely is going to be the dirt texture. In fact, first I'm gonna have a quick look to see if I can find another grass texture that looks nice. Let's see, grass, cartoon, texture seamless. So I think maybe this grass texture is a little bit too kind of lime coloured as well. I think we want a more vibrant kind of green. That looks quite nice actually. But I'm not sure if that would work. You know, let's bring this over here, so you can actually see what I'm looking at. And I can actually have my stream open at the same time as well. So I kind of like that, but I just don't know if that would work for like the sides here so much. That could work as well. I think I'll actually give this a try and just see what it looks like. I feel like it'll probably be better at least than the one we got at the moment. So let's take this into Photoshop, and we just got to make sure it is actually seamless, because sometimes they put seamless in a title, but it isn't actually seamless because they are false advertising, basically, which I feel is very mean. So what we can do is just duplicate this and have a look. Yeah, that... Oh, actually... looks a bit weird. No, that isn't seamless. Yeah, they are false advertising. How dare they? Let's keep that open for now, actually, because we can test the next one we find in there. Ooh, that's very vibrant. I like that a lot. It says seamless, but the question is it actually seamless? But usually ones from stock illustrations are... Let's see. Are they telling the truth? They are telling the truth. That is completely seamless. Wonderful. So this is an 800 by 800 texture. Multools doesn't support that, those dimensions though, so we're gonna have to change this to 512. 512. Why have we got two here? We need one there. And then just that, just in case the border got a bit fucked up. So let's make this into a PNG. Yeah, this is actually the right folder already. And let's go texture 9. Oh, there is already a... Wait, hang on a minute. Oh, okay, there's more down here. I see. Texture 10. So now what we can do with this is we'll make a new material. So now what we is we'll make a new material, MCM texture 10 grass. My everything's frozen, I guess because Radiant likes to freeze my computer sometimes for like 10 seconds. Random points. Come on. Come on, you stupid thing. There we go. That is fixed now. Grass V1. And then we can put that grass texture in here. There it is. We won't worry about the normal map at the moment because we want to actually make sure that this grass texture is indeed suitable. And I want to put the roughness to full just so we don't get some weird shine effects on it while we're working on this. Yeah, I mean, still, we've got the same problem with looking at it from above. It's like, it looks too kind of perfect. But we're not necessarily gonna be looking at it from that height anyway, so it's not a massive deal. I think that would be fine, but maybe it just needs to be a little bit bigger. Bigger, which means we have to make the UV map smaller. Yeah, I quite like that actually. Like, it looks very flat at the moment, but when we add a normal map, I feel like that's going to look really nice. So now we just have to do the sides. So we have the, why is this? This should be part of that V2 texture, I don't know why that's like that. Weird. Now we need to do this anyway. So we're gonna have to do some editing on this to make it have the jagged edges like this. I think so we've got a bit more space to work with. I'm gonna actually make this one 1024. Because then I have some more, like, I can make it bigger or smaller for these edge parts, what actually fits the regular grass up there, kind of thing. Yeah, I think we'll do one more down there, merge those together, and then we basically just want to go whoa, whoa, whoa kind of thing. But of course, we'd want a bit of fade in as well. To start with though, we'll just do like basic shape, I guess. In fact, I think first we'll actually cut off a little bit. So this is going to be like the max it would go down. Maybe we'll make the max a little bit more actually. Just a little bit. Why is my Twitch stream reset? That is weird. I don't understand why it does that sometimes. So now we don't want to touch the left and right, because otherwise that's going to mess up the seamlessness of it. So we just want to kind of do a nice jagged texture along there. But of course that looks a bit weird at the moment with those sides. So we just want to go right to the edge, but not like right to the edge, if you see what I mean. Kinda like that, yeah. And then same kind of thing for this. Yeah, perfect. Let's just make this bigger, because we're basically just getting rid of all of this extra shit here. Now to add a bit of fade in, we just want to turn down the opacity of the eraser here. Maybe we can actually add like some kind of special brush on this. Yeah, kind of like this. This is kind of like a smooth kind of fade. I like that a lot, actually. So we basically just want to go over the edges just a couple of times. I don't know about that, actually. Also, this bit down here does look a bit weird, doesn't it? I should probably have cleared that up first. Then to turn. Oh yeah, also I had the opacity set to 50 still. I want to try putting that to 100. Yeah, I'm rushing ahead a bit. We need to actually add a bit of variety to these, because they're a little bit too kind of smooth at the moment. I want to just add some little bits like that in, just so it doesn't all look the same. Yeah. Yeah. There we are. Let's see how this looks then, if we do it like this now. Oh yeah, that looks really nice. Let's just extend this more though. That is a nice fade. I like. You just have to be careful to not lose the seamlessness of it though. Yeah, that's a nice fade. So we need to get rid of the background because it needs to be transparent, of course. Let's just extend on the width a little bit and duplicate this and just make sure that this is indeed still seamless. Looks like it. Where's this weird line that's come across it now? Yeah, it is nice and seamless. I don't like that line though. I need to get rid of that shit. Let me... Oh, you know what? There's a freaking watermark there actually. I didn't even notice that. That's easy to get rid of though. It's fine. That's fine. I'll probably turn that down a little bit more. But I'll just have to get rid of that from the main texture as well. Let's just move that out. Yeah, this part's going to be a bit of a pain now because we've already done like the opacity and stuff on it. Wish I noticed that before. Some of that won't even be noticeable in game anyway, so it's not like a massive deal. Just as long as we're getting rid of some of this horrible line, it's fine. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's just put this back to 1024 for width then. Like so. Get that a little bit more. Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Stands out a bit there, but again, I don't think it's going to stand out much in game. We can edit it anyway if it does. So let's save that. Yeah, we'll kind of do that because I think we're going to have like the shitty white border crap around it. I did this. Is that going to mess up the bottom there? Yeah. Don't like that. Let's just try this and see what it looks like. So this would be texture 10 v2. That other one should be texture 10 v1. So we'll change that. v1. Need to get rid of this watermark as well. And this decides to open. I can't believe I didn't notice this. Really funny. Save that. And then we just have to update that texture in the blender. So shading, texture 10 v1. And we need to change the brass v2 texture to this right here. then the alpha goes there. Yeah, that's not bad. So of course we need to rescale it a bit again. Okay. So what is this? Is this... yeah, that's just that. That's fine. So it's too big at the moment, so we need to make... or too small, so we need to make the UV map smaller. Kind of like that, yeah. I don't really see much of a fade on that though. That's a bit weird. Why is there no fade? Is it because it's alpha clip maybe? Yeah, there we go. Alpha blend works. Perfect. I really like that actually. I like that a lot more than the other texture we had before. Even with this fade bit, it looks much nicer. Let us go ahead and edit this bit then, because this bit should be this grass 2 texture. Let's move it up a bit, maybe. It's actually a bit too small at the moment, isn't it? I think if we go like that, I think we're gonna be better off if we bring it down a little bit as well. Let's see, kind of like that. Yes, I do think that is a good idea. That bit is now clipping a bit though, so let's just bring it on by a tiny bits like that. Then that bit is actually clipping at the end there, so need to have a look. Yeah, that's obviously needs to be a bit more down like that. Scale that more. Yeah, I like it. Maybe it needs to go down that way a little bit more though. This bit here looks a little bit odd, I'm not gonna lie. I guess we could actually kind of add that bit onto the pipe. That might make it look a bit nicer. Let's try that. Remove all of the materials and change that to that. Wait a minute, this is oh right, this is called the wrong thing. This should be that V2. Unwrap that. Oh wow, that's just a little bit too small. Just a little bit. So let's go bigger. And what we want to do is turn it this way. Yeah, like that basically. And then this part would kind of go like that, kind of thing. Yeah, I like that actually. That's fun. That is pretty fun. I wonder what it'd be like if we added grass. Kinda like that as well. No, I think that's fine to be fair at the moment. I could add like a rock or something just to hide this kind of weird transition here. Now we need a... let's go back to the layout mode. We need... oh, we have already got that actually, but it's obviously not quite in the right place. That's a bit too small. Scale up in the Y a bit. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm loving this grass texture actually. This is really nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm loving this. Loving this. Let's save, because we haven't saved since we started. I do have a habit of doing that. Okay. Let's work on this dirt texture now then. Actually, we'll do the sand first, because this here... I think it should already be the sand texture actually. Yeah, all of that is the sand texture. We just need to... well, I think this part here probably won't be the sand, but we'll keep it as sand for now. That's probably going to be the rock or whatever, the same texture that we use for this. Okay, so we obviously don't want it that big. It's going to be kind of like that. And we kind of want it in the same direction actually as the sand we've already got here, which is going to the side like that. So we basically want it just go in like that way, and a bit smaller like that. Okay. That is that then. Let us... this needs to be smooth. We need to do this dirt texture then, which goes all the way along there. So is it just all of this? It is, but not all of it, because this part here is already done, so we can deselect that, as well as this. I think the rest though, yeah, and we should be able to just easily unwrap this, because this is all, well, it's not straight, but it should still be a suitable UV unwrap without having to have any seams or anything. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, that's perfect. No. It needs to be smaller. Much smaller. It needs to be like the same kind of size as that. And I think we'll tilt it a little bit as well, kind of like that. Not great actually. Not too great. I think maybe the texture is just a bit too big. A bit too small rather, so let's try selecting all of that and making it a bit bigger. So, well, we need to make the UV unwrap smaller. Yeah, that looks great from a distance. What about up close? Yeah, it doesn't look too blurry up close. So I think that should work. Yeah, that's good, that's good. So now this grass here, let's shade smooth that. This bit though, that needs to be dirt. And so does this. Also, yeah, this dirt's gonna be too small now. We're gonna have to scale it up to like the same kind of size as that. Yeah, that's fine. It looks a little bit smaller than that, but I think that looks good still. So now we've got to do the same this side. But the difference between this and this, before and after it being textured. Beautiful. Hello Zeus, thank you. This is a Mario map actually. Because I'm doing this for Noah's contest, where the theme is a rage map. So I'm doing a Mario challenge based map. So this is what it looks like so far. And this is what it actually looks like in Radiant. So far. Obviously this isn't textured yet in Radiant. But you basically start here, you've got rising water. We've got these stairs to climb, we've got this cave section which acts like a tower kind of section, which then goes up to a mini parkour section. We've got a gambling machine, and all of the Goombas are going to be, well, all of the zombies are going to be Goombas, these tiny little Goombas. And we've got randomized perks and troll perks, so basically all the elements of Rage put into one map. So it's going to be an interesting one for sure. But it's still going to be fun, because Rage maps sometimes aren't fun because, well, they're annoying. But this, I'm going to try and make a mixture of annoying but fun at the same time. Because I think that's still important to keep, even if it is meant to be a rage map. So now we're basically just finishing off the environment. So I'm just texturing all this stuff. That about right, maybe? Yeah, that looks about right. So now we got the grass to do, which I think again I should be able to just straight up unwrap it. What is going on now? That looks a bit weird. I think we'll just merge those two vertices together. This one's not even needed because it's outside the map. Yeah. So I think with this, we can probably just straight up unwrap this. And without having to add any seams. Yeah, that should all be fine. So let us unwrap that. And we need to change the texture to the new grass texture, which is right here. And we just have to make it the same size as that grass texture. Which needs to be a little bit smaller. I would say that's about the same. Yeah, I like that, I like that. Does it all look fine across here? Yeah, it would seem so. Thank you! Yes, the deadline is the 3rd of July. So that is probably the day I'm planning to play this with some peeps, if Rafe and you are happy to play it. But there'll probably be another session before then, just to give the map a test if you all are up for it. But at the moment it's not, well, it's not nowhere near being playtest ready, but there's still quite a bit to do before the playtest would be available, I suppose. Oh, you know what, I forgot to do the little thingy across here, so I'm gonna have to unwrap this again, but that's fine. Well, actually, I might be able to get away with not unwrapping it again. Just doing it like... Why is that so dark? No? Is there normals running the wrong way here? Yeah, why are the normals running the wrong way? That's really weird. Well, it's a problem, I can easily just flip them, but... I don't understand why they decided to go around the wrong way. Why the hell is that that texture? Stop it, Blender! You are being... Oh no! What have I done? Oh yes, it's perfect. I think we'll leave it like that. That is beautiful. That kind of looks nice though, not gonna lie. Something about it does look kind of cool. But no, we don't want that. Okay. Grass, please. Okay, that's a bummer. We're just gonna have to unwrap it again. It's not a problem. It only takes like 20 seconds to unwrap it again anyway. So whatever. So let's go down a bit like that. And then we kind of want to go inwards. Like that. And of course, just put this into the pipe. Right, that should be fine. That should be going into the wall. Is this clipping through the pipe at all? No. That's fine. Yep. That is indeed... Oh wait a minute, why is this clipping through this now? I swear this wasn't before. Let's bring that like that. Why is this doing this to me? I think it might just be yeah, it's just a blender thing, I think. It shouldn't look like that in game. Is that about even? Yeah, that looks fine. Now we just want to do the same with this one. So like that. Again, it looks like the normals are around the wrong way for some reason. That's not okie dokie. You know? And then we're going to go down like that, and then into the cliff. Well, not it's not really a cliff, it's more just a wall. Yeah, just like that. Ah, fuck off, you stupid bots. We don't care. Let me get rid of that shit. There we go. Stupid thing. Okay. So we're good to unwrap this again now. Yes. unwrap, and we just got to scale it up again. So it's the same kind of size as the one opposite. Which would be about there, I believe. A little bit more. Just a little bit. I think that's good. Now we just gotta add the grass fade bit. So we will duplicate this wall. Make it its own object. Take out on the Y slightly. Move this down a little bit so it's not clipping. And of course, make this the V2 texture, which is somewhere. There it is. Okay. Let's just unwrap this again, that'd be easier. Did not mean to press that. There we go. Make this the right way, which is kinda like that. Yeah, like that. Needs to be a bit bigger. Yeah, like that kind of thing. So look like the other side. It's much smaller that side actually. But honestly, that's fine. It's nice to just have that variety, you know, so it's not like completely symmetrical and unrealistic. Let us do the same with this. So P selection. Make this the grass texture and unwrap. Voila! Just want to add the extra little bit of detail on the pipe here. And I think we'll move this edge in a little bit. Yeah, perfect. So let us grab these three sets, not that one though. Separate that, move it out a teeny bits. And we need this texture. Unwrap that. It's obviously too small. And like that. And we want to tilt it upwards like that. I want to play around with these here. Okay, that'll do for now. Yeah, okay. Let's just go ahead and merge these as well. Wait a minute, the UV maps are differently named on some of these. These need to be UV. There we are. Okay, so that is looking nice. We just got to add the fade now on this side. But I think first I'm going to go make a quick cup of tea. So I shall pause that And I shall be back very shortly. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I was a little bit longer than I thought I'd be. I just had some chores to do before I got back. But yes, I am now here. Okay. So, we need to continue with, doing, well, I should say start. We need to start on doing this fading bit on this side now. So, we are basically gonna just copy like the first layers of this this cliff. This is what we're going to use to put the fader bit on, the grass fading bit. Okay, that should be good. So let's go ahead and duplicate that and make it to an object. I want to put it as the grass texture. At the moment we'll just put it as the V1 grass, just so we can actually make sure everything is not clipping first, because that is what we need to do first. We just got to drag this out for each little bit, maybe a little bit more. There we go. I think we'll just drag this bit out a little bit more. And this part just needs to go up a bit more. Go a little bit on the Y as well. Okay, there we are. Now we basically just want to make sure everything's kind of smoothed out a bit. So drag that to there, that to about there. Those are all fine. Maybe this one up a little bit. Maybe just make a new edge cut there. Do that. So that's all fine. This we need a new triangle for. Same with this. That as well. And then that I think we'll just merge with that. I think we need a new. And that's a bit weird. What's going on with this one then? So yeah, let's keep it like that. And I think instead of that, we'll make a triangle here. And we'll kind of move. No, that's not gonna work either. Okay. I see how it is. Let us make a subdivide there then. And I'll go ahead and do something like that instead. New follower! Hello Puzzle Web, thank you for the follow! I don't add people on Discord anymore, I'm afraid, but you are definitely welcome to join my server whenever you like. I believe, what are you on? You're on Twitch. I think my Discord server should be on my profile. Okay, got that. And that. Okay, the rest of that should be fine. Something looks a bit weird there. Yeah, that's the new triangle I just added. I want that to go like that instead. And I think we'll actually connect these two together. Okay. So now we can make this the V2 grass texture and unwrap it. Hang on a second. Unwrap. And then we're going to need to do a lot of adjusting with this. So first of all of these little bits need to be in line with each other, so let's scale them all out on the X. So this bit as well, that needs to be in line with that. And then there's this as well. Scale that out on the X, put the opposite side. And then this. Actually, to be honest, change of plan. I think this is so many vertices here. I think I'll be better off just doing them individually, one by one. So first, let's find the right angle and the right scale. We're starting off here. This is around the wrong way, so let's flip on the Y. And let's make it bigger. Bigger. Like that. Did not mean to hide it. Okay, so we're starting off like that. A little bit smaller. There we are. So, yeah, it's going to have to be a bit smaller like that, actually. Yeah, there we go, that works. And now we just need to follow this along, pretty much. That's going to have to go up like that, that like that. And when we get to here, then let's go up a bit more. It's going to have to scale on the Y. What is this part? This is probably this, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there, that's a bit weird. Yeah, that just needs to go all that way, I guess. Just bring all this up together. This is definitely not my favourite part about Blender, I must say. The texture randomly gets a bit bigger there. Which I really don't like. I think we need to spread out these a bit more is the problem. Yeah, that could work. Maybe drag that one like that, kinda. Ooh, that doesn't look too great, does it? Is this like that then? Okay, well that has to go up there first of all. And then all these would need to go up here as well. So go blurry like that. I'm trying to work this out. I might honestly just re-unwrap that side to be fair. So we want to deselect those, not that one though, and all these, and then just re-unwrap from there. So let's scale up. And we're upside down at the moment, so let's do that. Think about that-ish. Okay. These are going to have to go up like that. And I guess these would need to go I think, to be honest, let's try and take you down like that. That's going to solve most of our problems with that. Yeah, I kind of like that actually. It's a little bit funky, but I kind of like it. Yeah, because we don't need that bit on like all of the sides. Some of these I can actually just straight up get rid of, like that for instance. We don't really need. Well actually that one we might need then. Those two we don't know. Oh no, my tea's getting cold. I just remembered. Okay. And that's all looking fine already until it gets to this part, which will be this. That needs to go more like that. Then this goes too far up. That needs to go a little bit more up that way as well. Same with that. Same with all of this. Okay, what's that looking like? Good until it gets to here. That needs to go up more, like that. Same with that. That needs to go up even more. That needs to... Those both need to go up a bit more. Yeah, there we go, that's fine. Looks a little bit weird there, but we can come back to that. I'm not so worried about making it look perfect at the moment, I just want to get like it mostly perfect. We can come back anytime and just adjust this to where it needs to be. So these ones here though we can probably get rid of, to be fair. Those at least we can. So that's cut up a little bit now. So we just got to bring that up. Yeah, that one can go. Actually, no, that can't go. But we could maybe, yeah, split it like that. And then get rid of those. I think at this point it might be best if we just re-unwrap that bit. Flip on the Y. Yeah, this just needs to be a bit smaller. There we go, that lines up decently well. Okay. I think this just extends too far down, so we're going to need to do a bit of editing with this again. Move that up a bit and get rid of this. And this is clipping a bit, so we're just going to move that out. Is there another versi here? No, let's add one then. Maybe one more here. Okay, so we can get rid of those now. Move that up a bit. I think this bit is actually clipping a bit. There we are. There's no face connecting that anymore. Let's add one then. That is clipping a bit, it would seem. Grab those and move them out. That, we're probably better off just adding in another edge loop here. Maybe a few more in fact. I'll go out a bit more. There we are. that can definitely go. And those two can also go. I guess that one could also go, actually. That's nearly fine. We just got well, to be fair, we can probably get away with just getting rid of these two. And then dragging this one over here. And then maybe just fixing this a little bit. It's now looking a little bit stretched. Yeah, there we are. Okay, that should be fine for now then. Cool. We've got some bits disappearing and stuff, that's just because it's in Blender at the moment. Okay, now for the rock texture then. I don't mind going for like a mossy kind of rock for this. Let's have a look what we got. So cartoon, mossy rock, texture, seamless. None of these are really any good, to be honest. Go back up. And this one could work, but it's a little bit too cartoony, to be honest. I don't know. Not a big fan of that. Maybe it could work if I just changed the colours a little bit. I think that could work, to be fair. Is it seamless? Yeah, that does look seamless. Okay, well let's play around with the colours a little bit. See if we can get it looking nice. Just scale that down to 512. And then colours. So I think we want a bit more saturation on that. And we want a better green. That's not like this lime kind of green. Yeah, more vibrant green. And I think for the rocks, maybe a nice beige kind of colour. More saturation. Oh yeah. I think probably more light. Yeah, I like that kind of thing. Let's try that and see what that's like. So texture 11. Radiant has froze my computer again. Love when it does that. Okay. So let's make a new texture. MCM texture 11 rock. go. Ah, yes, perfect. Let's just put the roughness to the top. And unwrap. Maybe like that. Not sure. No, I don't feel like I like that very much. It looks a little bit weird. Any better textures? These ones can't really work because they are not like... They're like more for flooring and walls rather than cliffs and shit. That could work, maybe? But again, we'll just have to change the colours because I'm not a big fan of those colours at the moment, or at least with how they'd look for this map. I think it would be quite cool actually to have some red bricks or something. Yeah, go with that for the grass bit. Oh, geez, that's a little bit too much. I add a little bit more saturation. I turn this down a little bit. I guess we do just go with grey actually. Let's have a look actually with grey and see how it looks. No, not radiant. Blunder. Oh god. Okay, yeah, grey definitely isn't gonna work. It looks terrible. What was I even thinking trying dark grey? That's criminal. Yeah, I don't think this texture is going to work, to be honest. It's a little bit too... That's not going to be good, not good. See what else we got here. I don't know. Not really cartoony. No, it's not really like cliff kind of. That's definitely not cartoon. Unless we want a different kind of texture for this cliff. There's too many watermarks on that one. Fuck that shit. Yeah, I don't know about that. What should we do for that then? I definitely don't think we should do the dirt texture here, because that would just be a bit too much. I do think a rock, but I'm not sure what like colour rock to do. It doesn't necessarily have to have moss on it. So let's just have a look at cartoon rock textures. Cartoon rock texture seamless. So stuff like this could work. That's definitely not seamless though. No, that's definitely not seamless. That's not seamless either. That's definitely not, because it's the stupid crayon program, whatever it is. I hate crayon. None of its textures are seamless. Ever. Never ever ever. That one is seamless. That could work. This is the kind of colour I'm aiming for actually as well. Kind of this reddy kind of colour. Let's try this. Maybe I should keep this Shutterstock watermark on there as well, just for the lols. That could be funny. Then at 256. I think this red will actually blend very well with the grass as well. That could work. I think it needs to be a bit smaller though. And maybe it's not quite the right colour at the moment. Maybe it needs to be more like an orangey kind of colour. Let's try that. Let's just play around with it for a little bit. I think maybe like that. Yeah, that's kind of nice. I think we'll roll with that for now. We can always change it later on if we want to. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We will go with that then. So now we've got to basically merge everything, not everything into one object, but a decent bit of it into one. So cliffs 0. What is cliffs 1? Cliffs 1 is this bit. Okay. It probably is best if we keep some of this as different objects then, maybe. So I think the this needs to change to UV. Same with this. So these can both, all three of these can go into 1. So we got that. And I think the same with these as well. They can join onto it. So now we've got all this as one object. And then that's all one object, so we just got to look at these other little ones that would join onto this, I think. Do I need to do that? And this will join onto that. And that join onto that. Okay. What is this? That's fine. And that is fine. What is this called now? Thing. That needs to be cliffs 1. And I think everything else is fine. Yes, 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 yes. So let's remove the unused materials. I think they're all used on that one. Got rid of quite a lot on that one though. We need to apply everything on this. Now let us export it and see how it looks in the radiance. So we're going for a scale of 17. Amateur off. What we're doing model export. MCM lifts 0. And then lifts 1. And then I think the cave here we need to export again as well. So phase 2 assets 0. What are these part of? Oh, that's all cliff 1. Okay. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let's go ahead and save. And then we need to get our textures going. So cliff 0. We're missing that. We shouldn't be though. What is this texture called here? MCM. Oh, MCM texture 1 sound. Okay. My bad, my bad. MCM texture 1. If I can spell, that'd be great. Texture 1. Sands. There we go. And then we need this stuff. So this would be lit glass, not glass, grass. grass and foliage. Foliage. Get rid of that view. Actually no, we don't want to get rid of that. I want to select that. Same for grass v2. And then just take out that bit and call that 11. And then we just need our normal maps. So let us make those. Take your time. Yeah, that looks pretty good already for the rock. So texture 11 NML. And then the grass. I think a little bit less detail, maybe 16%. Extra 10. Actually, is this like in the same? No, the normal map for that other one would have to be a bit different actually, that's fine though. So texture 10 v1 NML. Close that off and that. Yes, this is exactly what we need actually. Let's just make another texture underneath because normal maps don't work well with transparent shit. Generate normal map. There we are. So that's NML. We got that, and we need it for V2 as well. And then we need it for texture 11. Right. Let's do grass V2 now, which we just changed these to V2. And we need it to be transparent, so we would want to use lit transparent probably. Like so. And then let's copy this and go texture 11 rock. Change these to rock. Change those to texture 11. And voila, we should be good with everything. Yeah, everything textured. So let's go back into Radiant and just wait until these textures all load in. Hello Fortnite Kid, welcome to the stream. Sorry, I only just saw your message actually. Come on Radiant, hurry up and load the stuff. There we go. We got some detail. Yeah, this is looking nice. I like it. It could be better, so we will make it better eventually, but for now, that's good enough. I do like this grass texture a lot, actually. Okay. This is good. This is indeed good. Let's just compile that light in. Okay. Okay. Of course the water isn't quite going to the end yet, but that's fine. So I think now would be a good time to work on some of the environment bits down here. I'm not a fan of how dark this part is now, to be honest. So I'm wondering if maybe I should change the sun so it's going in a different direction. So maybe it's coming in from this angle instead. Could do that. Yeah. But I think I'll probably do that later, to be honest. I think at the moment we'll focus on just getting this starting area environment done by adding some trees and shit and rocks. Also, what is this like here? That, I think, we'll probably want to move a bit more upwards, maybe. Yes, I do think so. So what we'll do, we'll make the sand its own object temporarily. And let's just bring this up until it's mostly in line with that other bit. We can actually use this cliff here, the reference point. That's literally just below where the grass is. So probably about there. And then we just want to make this nice and smooth. So that one needs to go up a bit more. Is that actually... no, that's actually off now. Move that a bit more that way. And that way. That is fine, but we will take that down a bit more, I think. Okay, I think that's good then. Maybe just take those in a little bit. So there's no little gaps at all. Yeah, that's fine. Let's merge that back with Cliff 0. Okay, yeah, that's good. That doesn't quite line up, but we don't actually want it to anyway. Because what we're going to do instead is have this one go down to it. Or I am thinking, because we're going to have a fence separating these two, so actually I might just have a fence. Yeah, that could work actually. I'll have a fence like right here in between them both. Also, I just noticed that this sand texture here is so much bigger than this one. Yes, so we're gonna have to change that. That is fine though. Let us do that. That's probably too small now. Try 5 or 6. Yeah, that's pretty much perfect. Okay. Right then. Right. I think, to be honest, that might be where I stop the stream for today, because I need to get outside to do a bit of stuff before the evening. And I think the lighting part will probably be quite boring, because that's the next part I'm likely to work on. But I might do another stream later. What's going on here actually? Oh right, the new area is on the other side of here, but we haven't exported it from Blender yet, because we're still working on it a little bit. This where is it? Here it is. Yeah, this bit here. We're still working on this a little bit. It's mostly done though. Just got to sort out textures and stuff. But yeah. So we've still got some work to do. So yeah, I think for now then, I'll end the stream there. But I might stream again later, we shall see. But thank you to everyone who joined today. And I shall